Angry Guy here, and today we're discussing why are black women worldwide furious with passport bros? Why are black women worldwide furious with passport bros? Today we have a video that we're going to be looking at. It's titled African Women Blast Passport Bros and Defend Black American Women. So let's go ahead and check this out and see what that's about.
So I'm leaving Target and I just had this thought like, wow, it's just so many beautiful, educated black women in Atlanta. Like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, it's not enough men out here. Like, no wonder why I'm single. Which states are the men in? Where y'all at? Where? Black men, brown men, shit, white men, blue.
Bro, did you see what she just did? Did y'all see what this chick just did? She went from black men, then she went to brown men, Mexican men, brown men. All right? She can't find her men anymore. She immediately went to Mexican men, to brown men. All right? And then out of desperation, she started calling upon white men. Out of desperation, she began calling upon white men.
Men.
Men go over
that are now going overseas.
I've
been wanting to do this video for a while. We're talking about the passport bros today. Well, there's something that I stumbled upon on my TikTok, and it's something called passport bros, and it's basically
I mean, just look. These chicks are absolutely wild. You know, it's crazy because when men were here, and the men were trying to have relationships with these women, when the men wanted to talk to these women, date these women, you know, really dedicate themselves to these women didn't want them. These women did not want these men. These women literally said these men were corny. They called them a joke. They told them to go home to mommy. You know, they said, you know, you're not on my level. And now you see video upon video from these so-called queens, and these queens are all complaining about passport bros and saying that these passport bros are bad guys, you know, and it's like they're going over to countries to do bad things. These are men looking for wives. Like, they're not trying to be out in the streets like these hoes. They're looking for wives, and these hoes are trying to condemn them for this. I mean, think about that.
basically American men that are now going overseas to different countries, which we already know about, but they want the women that they're with to remain foreign. So they're not actually intending to bring the women back to the United States because they feel like the women in the United States are kind of like tarnished goods. And I want you to watch this video, okay?
So there's this new movement called passport boys. It's when guys, American men, go over to whatever country, find someone, marry them, and bring them back. I'm beginning to jump on board with this whole thing because the dating in this Southern California area.
So in the video, you can hear where he says to bring them back to the United States, but actually one of the passport bros, like one of their like guest speakers or something, corrects him and says this.
We're not bringing them back here. Not us. We're going over to their country. We want our foreign women to stay.
What is going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. Men are leaving to find better suitable options for their dating ventures. Think about it, ladies. Why would a man who is leaving America due to its culture to find a better woman in another country as well culture, bring her back to the same environment that made him leave in the first place? I'll let you sit and ponder that.
Like, I'm genuinely concerned for America right now. You guys, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I was unable to do it because I felt like it's gone on for so long and I still did not get the actual gist of what the whole passport bros thing is supposed to be. What does it represent? How did it start? How far is the reach? Is it like an actual movement? Is it an association? Do they have like a registration form where people go and sign up? You know, do they have like an app you have to download to become a passport bro? Like, I did not really understand how it's a thing. I didn't understand how far it reaches. Like, like the depth of the whole thing. So please, you guys, educate me in the comment section so I can even know how it started and how a man becomes a passport bro. I really want to understand, because I'm not going to lie, and not to sound offensive, but it sounds ridiculous to me that there are a group of people that gave themselves a name and decided that this is going to be their...
See, this is what they immediately do. Well, the first things they do is they use shaming language. They use shaming language to try to control the man. The passport shaming language doesn't work on a passport bro. The passport bro has already gotten the fuck out of there. All right? They're trying to use shaming language to shame the man. Passport bro, his ass is gone. His ass is gone. He's already left. So they're trying to shame the man, shame the motherfucker. He's not even in the country anymore. He's already left. He's already found his Filipina. He's already married her. She's already 6 months pregnant. All right? They're already building a home together. Okay? I don't know what people are talking about. She's already met his mama. These things have already happened. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. These men already setting up their lives, and I don't know what y'all talking. This woman doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. She's here trying to condemn these men. These men are already left. I don't know what y'all talking. Listen to me. These are married men with babies on the way. All right, that homes are being built and shit. You've got to be kidding me.
Mission to go out into other countries and look for wives because they believe the women in those particular areas are submissive, in quotes. Okay, before I go into what I think, let me just play a few reactions by African women on the whole passport bro thing.
African women are the best options.
All of these men, they seem to think that they would leave America.
So let's listen to this one. Let's listen to this bitch, all right? Because let's be very clear. African women, especially the ones who are there struggling, they're more than happy to have a passport bro. All right? But I don't know. But some of these African women are entitled. Because I told y'all, there's an African chick that used to actually work with me. She used to help do the administrative work for the cryptocurrency business, for my crypto business, and she did, and she even worked some of the social media work for the channel. She was a terrible. Her labor was shit. Her labor was shit. I kept her around for much longer than I should have. Last time I spoke to her, she was asking me for help getting leaving Africa. I told her, listen, babe, you're overweight. You're almost 30. You're not that beautiful. And if I brought you over, it would be for sex and it would be for labor. And the problem is that you're the type of person that would try to say that I trafficked you and that I raped you. And that's bullshit. Because I let you know what was up before you even got here. All right? And she laughed and she literally said some shit along the lines of I'm supposed to help her just to help her, and she's looking for a man who's at least 6'3" and said built, so some big built dude, and he needed to, and he's gonna have money and take care of her and be kind and compassionate, and that's just the beginning. And this is a girl who did not even have her own cell phone for quite some time. She still, as far as I know, she still doesn't, or it's always broken. This is a girl that can't even make phone calls regularly because the currency in her country has collapsed so many times. It's hard. It's hard over there. This is a girl who I paid her hundreds of dollars during the pandemic, and some dudes just took her to an ATM and made her withdraw it. All right? Yeah, she got robbed. She got robbed. This is a girl who was homeless and sleeping in a church during the fucking pandemic. All right? This is a girl that could not pay her rent and was worried that if she couldn't pay her rent, the landlord would try to proposition her for sex. I'm telling y'all this right now. This is a girl that for some reason, she doesn't have money, but she's overweight. So she has to be eating somehow. This is what somebody said to me. She's overweight. But she's broke. So how is it that she's broke, but she's so overweight? So she has to be eating somehow. And I never thought about that. All right? I never thought about that. But this woman in January of 2021, I think it was, her father died. And her father was older. And her mother is an older woman, like in her 70s or 80s. She's an older woman. And I think she has a brother, and her brother doesn't deal with her. And I'm telling you all this story because I want you all to know that there are some toxic women, even in Africa. Toxic black women, even in Africa, that they don't have shit, and they think they deserve the world. She's gonna go and get her millionaire, her 6'3" starting minimum height millionaire, and you know who's gonna get it for her? God. Jesus is gonna get her that millionaire. Jesus is gonna get her that man who is 6'3". Jesus is gonna get her the man who is going to provide for her and love her and do all the, and he's gonna be funny and charismatic and all this other shit. Who's gonna do it for her? Jesus. And I said to her, you're not that pretty. You're overweight. Okay? Can't even take care of yourself. What do you have to offer a man? She laughed at me and said, I'm ambitious and some other shit. And I said, how the fuck does that help a man? What does that do for him? And she said some shit like it'll motivate him. Fuck you. You can't cook, you can't clean, you have nothing to offer a man, but you're talking about how wonderful you are as a person, and a man should like you just for that. You're almost post-wall. You have nothing. And this is the shit you're out here doing? And your parent, one of your parents, your father is gone. Your mother can't hold you down. She was like, I need to take care of my mother. She needs to take care of her mother because her mother's tired of this shit now. And she's there running her mouth and asking me for help, while at the same time trying to play bullshit like, oh well, you should just help me out to help me out. What? Excuse me, do I look like a simp to you? I made a mistake ever hiring you because you were the only thing. Because you know what? You kept on showing up. That's how she ended up working for me. She just kept on showing up. And I pitied her sorry ass, and look where it put me. And now she won't speak to me because I told her the truth. I told her the fucking truth. You have nothing to offer a man. And you are delusional. All right? And she will not speak to me now, and I don't give a fuck. Let's continue watching this video.
And go to third world countries like Africa, the Philippines, Brazil, to try and go to the
reactions by African women on the whole passport bro thing.
Yeah.
African women are the best options.
All of these men, they seem to think that they would leave America and go to third world countries like Africa, the Philippines, Brazil, to try and find a submissive wife because American women are masculine and they are not submissive. And the problem with this idea for me as an African woman, I'm from South Africa, is that they don't realize that they are the reason why African American women or they are Western women are the way that they are. They created this culture. You have to understand that the reason that African women or women from third world countries are the way that they are because of how their men treat them. Men in other countries are raised to be a provider. They are raised to be a protector. They are raised to be the head of the household. Most third world countries do not promote the 50-50 idea. And yeah, African women work, they've got degrees, they can go to a job, but like when they grow up, even though having a degree and having all of these other things, they are still taught how to be a wife at home. And same as men, they are still taught like you need to be the head of the house. in America, you have a culture of men who want 50-50. They don't want to fully provide. They want to know what you bring on the table. And they say cooking and cleaning is not enough, but you still have to do it because you are a woman. What else are you bringing to the table? And secondly, the way that you guys have treated your women for generations and generations, it's what has created masculine women. It's what has created super independent women where they have to depend on themselves because you don't want to go to work. You cheat on them. You lie on them.
Okay, this woman is full of shit. All right? She is full of shit. Let me stop that. Let's stop that shit right here. You have the men who the passport bros are going overseas, and it's an unspoken thing that the man provides for everything. The man pays for everything, and the woman cooks, cleans, and makes sure that he is okay. That's what happens. So when these men are going to other countries, they're not under any other gripes. I mean, for example, if the woman wants to still work, he'll let her still work sometimes, but it's usually an unspoken agreement that he provides everything. All right, he's going to pay for everything. He's going to get the house. He's going to get the car. He's going to pay for everything. And she's going to make it livable. She's going to decorate it. She is going to make it a home. She is going to keep he's going to make sure his balls are empty. His belly is full. That he does not, and there's nothing that he needs. All right. That's the 50-50 right there. This woman is talking shit right now, saying that men are out here in the streets. Listen to me. These men aren't in the streets. The men that are going overseas are not men in the streets. These men are looking for wives. The black women in America, these are the women that are in the streets chasing around Chad and Tyrone. All right? You're trying to get dicked down by Tyrone. Fucking NBA players that have dicks as long as Kevin Hart. All right? Brittany Ryder, anyone? If y'all don't know who that is, look her the fuck up. So this woman is full of shit. She's talking about how badly black men have treated these women for generations. These women didn't have a problem with black men until the welfare state came around in the 1960s and public assistance became a thing. And they literally went door to door. This is the story I fucking heard. And it keeps on getting repeated. You had people going, you had the agents, you had government, people from the government were going door to door, and they were telling these black women, listen, we will give you public assistance. We'll give you your own money. We'll even give you a house to live in, but you cannot have a man in the home. All right? And these women took that shit. They kicked the men out of the house. They took the public assistance, and they destroyed their communities. All right? And they don't want to take accountability. That's why you have to be very careful, because while there's going to be a lot of women in Africa that are going to disagree with this woman, there's also a lot of women that are just like this woman. All right, no respect whatsoever. She's an entitled woman, just like the girl I told you about that was living in a church, didn't even have her own cell phone, was there getting robbed, got robbed during the pandemic, you know. And she keeps on falling victim to like all kinds of other schemes and scams. She has a college degree, can't do shit with that. Has like a bachelor's in food science, can't do shit with that. All right, and she's trying to work in like the tech and administrative space, tech administrative marketing. Like it's a joke. It's a joke. Last time I spoke to her, she was talking about ideas like maybe she could become a home healthcare worker and sneak her ass into the UK. She's like the UK. I'm like, the UK. She's like, yeah, could you help me? I'm like, bitch, I'm not from the UK. I'll tell you what's fucked up. What's fucked up? There was a point in time where I could have brought her over because I have a business. I do run my own business. All right. And I could bring an employee over. And I could have brought her over when I was living over. I could have brought her over. And I could have had her working for me. And I could have set her up. And I'm like, thank God I did it. Because this woman, you would think that she would be so grateful that I rescued her from that backwater country. All right. That I would get a blowy right off the plane, you know? But no, No. She'd come and bring her bullshit. She'd come and bring her bullshit. I'm telling y'all, don't feed these women, bros. Don't feed them. Don't feed them. Broke ass bitches wanting broke ass bitches wanting men who are 6 feet tall, 6'3". All right, these chicks are overweight, don't have shit to their name, and they're out here saying they want men who are 6'3", millionaires, and are gonna be their best friends and all kinds of shit. Like, what kind of fucking Build a Bear workshop bullshit is that?
And you don't take care of them. And if you Google the internet, search all of the internet and check and see if any of these countries, look at Brazil, look at South Africa, Africa, Nigeria, and find one podcast that is solely dedicated at destroying or talking badly and talking all of this nonsense about how Black women are fat, masculine, and ugly.
You see, let me tell y'all something. Eddie Murphy talked about this shit in a special back in the 1980s. I played for you, but I can't because I don't want any strikes here on YouTube, even though it is a YouTube video. He talked about this shit. He said that you have to be careful because he said that women today, they'll fuck your life up. Johnny Carson, at the time when he recorded the special, he said Johnny Carson was worth something like $300 million, and his wife was divorcing him, and she wanted to take half of that shit. And how are you going to take half? Johnny was Johnny before he married her. But nope, she wants half. And he said that what he'll have to do, being Eddie Murphy, he'll have to go over to Africa and get himself a woman butt naked on a zebra, doesn't know anything about the Western world, and marry her. Some bush bitch. And he said that you're going to look at the cover of like Time magazine or whatever it is, and it's going to say Eddie marries bush bitch. And he's going to just be on there smiling his fucking ass off. All right? But the problem emerges when you bring her back to America. He said this because he said that American women will fuck your shit up. All right? They'll just wait for the opportunity. They'll wait for the opportunity to catch her alone. All right? The moment that you're not with her, they'll go looking for her. They're like, hey, Umfufu, why do you look so sad for? And Umfufu's like, I'm not sad. She's like, listen here. Eddie Murphy ain't shit. I don't know what you heard about him. That motherfucker ain't shit. And here in America, you can get everything you need. You could take half. You take half his money, half his shit. You can take half of everything. Go back to Africa in style. Buy all the bones that you need. Or buy all the bones that you want. Because the bitch has a fucking bone through her nose. All right? And then all of a sudden, Eddie walks in. He's like, wait, what are you talking to my girl about? And she's like, and this one's like, no, Eddie, everything's okay, Eddie. I was just talking to Fufu, letting her know, how pretty she is and all kinds of shit. But but I'll see you later, Eddie. And then now, she leaves him with this angry bush bitch in the kitchen. And he's like, what's wrong, baby? And she's like, Eddie, you don't treat me right. You treat me like animal. And then Eddie's like, well, so what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? She goes, well, Eddie, what have you done for me lately? That was the big thing they said in the 80s. There was literally a song called Ain't Nothing But the Rent. Ain't nothing up but the rent. Some shit like that. Because guys would say to girls, what's up, baby? And they say, ain't nothing up but the rent. Okay? What can you do for me? What can you do for me? That was the song. And that bitch is dead now who sang it. Hope she rots in hell. Anyway, this is the kind of shit that was going on back then. Right? And Eddie Murphy'd be in the kitchen there with this angry bush bitch, like, well, what can I do to make you happy? And a bush bitch goes, half. I want half. Half of all your shit. Mr. Fuck You Man. Suck my dick, Eddie Murphy. I mean, like, literally, that's the shit. That's the shit. You motherfucker. I honestly, guys, I've been planning to do stand-up comedy for a while. I just can't bring myself to do it right now because I'm not feeling so great. I've been planning to do my own to do the stand-up comedy, and one thing that I'm afraid of doing is, like, I don't want to get recognized. I know chances are I won't get recognized, but I would hate it because I wouldn't want to get recognized. But yeah, anyway, guys, it's just fucked up. It's just fucked up, and that's the situation that men are facing. This is something that was known since the 80s. You can't trust these bitches, and this bitch right here, she's one of them.
There is not one podcast that you will find of an African community or Mexico or any third world countries where you go find where wives or women of that nation are being bashed the way that African men bash their women. And then thirdly, African men treat their women like queens. They are not like perfect, but they treat them like queens. So if you go to any of these third world countries to try and find a wife and bring that wife to America, you are going to create the exact same woman that you created here if you don't know how to adopt the behavior of those men. There's a reason these women are the way that they are. You have to look at how their men treat them. There's a reason they are submissive. There's a reason they don't have a problem staying at home and raising kids. There's a reason why they are submissive.
Let me tell y'all something right now. This woman is running her fucking mouth, but let her African man come in and watch. Let her African counterpart come in and watch it and catch her run her mouth like that, and you'll see something very, very different. It's like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, nothing, sweetie. I'm just making a video telling the world how wonderful you are and how wonderful African men are. It sounded like you were running your mouth and talking shit, bitch. No, honey. I wasn't talking any shit. I wasn't. Let me tell y'all something. Don't listen to this. Do not listen to this woman. Don't listen to this woman, guys. I'm gonna have the full video linked in the description of the video if you want to watch the full video. But I don't need to listen to any more of the bullshit coming out of this woman's mouth. And I think I've entertained you for long enough. And guys, if you're enjoying this video, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you'll never miss another video ever again. And let me know what you think in the comments regarding all of this, guys. If you agree that there's gonna be a national drive for men, for passport bros. Women are going to be competing for them all over the world. But you have to remember that there's always going to be toxic women wherever you go. And one thing I can say is that a lot of these black women, my gosh, I guess it's something like, I don't know if it's genetic, but these women are toxic. No wonder the black men are leaving their asses. Anyway, guys, that's everything I have for you right now. Guys, if you want to support me, if you guys enjoy these streams, you want to drop me some cash because I'm dropping videos every single day. You drop me some cash via Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. All the links are in the description of the video. And you can also support me on Patreon, patreon.com/guy. Let me know what you guys think about everything that we've discussed here today, and why black women worldwide are furious with passport bros. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.